Hey, it's Rich, the Louisiana Hobby Guy. What if I told you that you can buy an item for 79 cents and custom design it, make it in less than 2 minutes, and then resell it for, I don't know, $15 to $20? Would you be interested in that? Well, that's what we're going to do today. So stick with me because we're going to get started right now. And here's what I'm talking about, folks. These are some really nice bamboo pens that I picked up on Amazon for 79 cents a piece. And they come in a package of 24. And just look how beautiful this engraves. I was really shocked. Less than 2 minutes to do this job. And these are the ones that I got. You get 24 of them for $17.99. That works out to 79 cents a piece. So I don't think you can find a better gift than a personalized pen anywhere. And this just came out fabulous. I've already done a couple of them today. Now here's what I did. I took a piece of styrofoam and I just cut it a little bigger than the pen. And I went ahead with my razor blade and just cut all the way around the pen with the razor blade so that it would fit perfectly into this styrofoam. And then what I did was I got the perfect framing. And if you haven't learned how to do this technique with the perfect framing, I've got a video on it. I'll put a link down below in the description. But basically what I did was draw out a rectangle the size of the area that I wanted to engrave, which was 58 by 6 millimeters, 58 wide, 6 millimeters high. And now I know I can fit anything into that area and it'll engrave in the same exact spot every single time. Now you do have to do these as a run, so you can't move them around. Now you don't have to have a honeycomb bed and the honeycomb pins and all that kind of stuff to do this right. All you need is a piece of styrofoam, put your pen on it, cut out the outline, and then take anything, a piece of cardboard, glue down, or you can even thumbtack the styrofoam straight to your wasteboard. And then first you got to do your framing, make sure you have it in the exact right spot, and then right there and then you put the pins in, the push pins, and affix it right straight to the wasteboard. Then you know it's not going to move. So it's just that simple to get this set up. And now I can do, all I have to do is change the text, and I can run one after the other, after the other, after the other. So let me show you how I set this up in Lightburn. What I did was I started with a rectangle here. So I click on the rectangle. I'm going to not hold shift this time because I want a rectangle, not a square. And I'm just going to draw a random size rectangle out. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in my sizes. So let's see. I think I said 58 by 6. Yeah, 58 by 6. So I'm going to unlock it up here. I'm going to put 58, press tab, 6, press enter, and relock it. Now I've got my workspace. So I'm just going to drag this down to about where I think it should be on the workspace. And this is where you'd set it up and you'd do your framing and so on. Now I've already set mine up and I already have it on my workspace. So I'm going to put in my positions here to get this in the right spot for the purposes of this video. So up here my X post was 191.645. And let's see, my Y post was 204.58. So I'm just going to put that in there. Now I know that's exactly where I have my template. With that done, I'm going to zoom way in on this. And this is my workspace. This is where I can put whatever I want, text, graphics. I'm going to put this on a pre-programmed layer, number 28 down here on the bottom, which sets this at 100 speed and 1% power. I'll bring this out so you can see it. So 100 speed, 1% power, and it does 4 passes, and that's my framing. So that's how you'd set up your framing. Just do it at 1% power. Your laser can't go any lower than that. Lightburn can't send anything lower than 1%. I used to put 0.5 there, but it defaults to 1%. So I just do 100 speed, 1% power, inline mode, 4 passes. Now I'm not going to need this because I've already got it set up, but I'm doing this to show you. Now my green layer, you can't see it, so let me jump up here into my settings and change my contrast of the grid to off and say OK. Now you can see the green line better because we don't have the lines in the way. I know that my X position, Y position's in the right spot. So now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take some text and I'm going to type something here. Just put the Louisiana Hobby Guy. Select it. I'll put it on the black layer down here on the bottom. And I'll set that layer to fill. And there's my text. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to scale this down a little bit. Oh, that's a little bit too far. And I'm going to move it over here. And I'm going to let it snap into the middle. Now you may find this a little bit hard to do because this is such a small work area, but it will snap into the middle like you just saw. Now at this point, any resizing that I'm going to do, I'm going to constrain it. So I'll only resize from the corners because I know it snapped into the middle. So I'm going to put my mouse over this corner, hold down Control, and I'm going to drag it down so that it constrains exactly in the middle right there. And there we go. So this is the pen, the green line, and this is what I'm going to engrave. So actually I can make this a little bit bigger to fit in there like that. And I will go ahead and drop the pen into my workspace and then I'll hit start and you're going to see just how quickly this burns. But the first thing I'm going to do is come over here to my speed and my power and make sure that that's all correct. And on these pens with this laser, I'm using the Comgo Z1 laser, which is 5 watts. And I know that 2500 speed and 100 power is going to do the job just fine. So I'm going to say OK. And how do I know that? Down here in the library, I've got my Congro 5 watt library loaded. And all I did was come to bamboo, no thickness, engrave, and then assign it to the layer. Now you see it assigned it in line mode, but that's not what we want. We're going to put it in fill, but the speed and power is correct. So that's how I got this. And if you happen to have a Z1 laser, you can download this library for free. I've converted it from their paper version to a CLB file, so it's compatible with lightburn. And you can download that for free. So let's get the pen loaded up and let's get the burn started. And I'm going to show you just how fast and easy this is, and you're just not going to believe it. And here we go. We're going to do this in under 45 seconds. So, yeah, it's bouncing all over the place. Well, I had this set in line and fill mode from a different job that I did. So, the laser's bouncing all over the place. It should just be in fill mode. But I'll correct that later. But here you see, under 45 seconds, we've got ourselves a product to sell. And yeah, maybe it takes a couple minutes to design it. Not very long though, you can see by this video. And once you have that template designed, well, it's it. I mean, it's designed. And you can just keep changing the design, keep changing the names. And there you go. That's just how quick this works. And it came out gorgeous. That's the pen. And here's a close-up picture of it. I think it came out real nice. But you didn't think I was going to leave you there, did you? So we've got pencils as well. So I went ahead and purchased 30 pencils. Well, actually, I purchased a whole bunch of boxes of these. But for $5, you get 30 of these pencils. So that works out to 17 cents a piece. Now, can you imagine walking into a business, oh, maybe they have 2 or 3, 4 employees, and you tell them, you hand them a pencil that's got their name and their logo engraved on it, and you say, here, this is complimentary. I make these. Would you be interested? I sell them to you at, I don't know, let's say $15, $16, $17 a box. Let's say 15. That's $10 profit on every job that you do. Now, we're talking about, 30 times 45 seconds here. So in less than 30 minutes, you can have this job done and, make a $10 profit. I know that's not a lot, but, for a lot of people that are into crafts and stuff and want to pay for their hobby, hey, this is great. Let's move on and take a look at the pencil. And what I did was, off camera, I went ahead and cut out, I laid the pencil on top. I made sure I didn't move anything. And I cut out the eraser part and the point so that it would fit right into the holder for the pen. So now I have a dual purpose piece of styrofoam where I can do pens or pencils. And I trust me, I've got a whole bunch of these. And again, this is all live time. So you're seeing the actual complete burn from start to finish. And there you go. That's just how quick it is. Here's the pen itself. I thought it came out gorgeous. This was the original one that I did before I started filming this video. This is the one that I did for my wife. This is the pencil. It's a little too dark in here. So I changed the settings before I did the pencil. I reduced it down to 65% power, and I'm probably going to need to reduce it even further, maybe down to, I don't know, maybe 50%, something like that, to get a good clean burn out of it. But it came out halfway decent for this demonstration anyway. And here are the two of them side by side. So what do you think? I thought this was a really fun project. That's why I ordered a whole bunch of them off of Amazon. Let me know down in the comments what you think about these pens and pencils. And hey, listen, if you're a Patreon member, over on the Patreon website, send me a private message with your name, what you'd like engraved on the pen or the pencil, and just send that off to me with your address, and I'll get one out to you really quickly for free. I'll do it right away for you. But what do you think about this video? What do you think about this idea? I think it's a great idea, and I think it's, you know, a good way to make a few extra dollars if you need to. And it's a great way to, you know, help out other businesses and offer them a quality product really cheaply, and something that you can do really quickly and inexpensively. I mean, 45 seconds. I think that's quick enough for a project. It's going to be quicker than every other project that you can imagine. You know, doing a set of 8 coasters, for instance, on slate tiles, you know, that's going to take quite a while to do. And you're going to wind up somewhere in the same profit margin. And I think these items would make great business cards to almost any business that's out there. So let me know in the comments what you think. And as always, I thank you for watching. Now get out there and make something.